to the channel. Alright guys, welcome to the channel. You can call me Johnny. I want to react to something with you guys actually. Give me a second. There we go. So this is kind of like my mission statement. This is gonna be my mission statement of sorts. What this channel is kind of gonna be all about. This is a video by Matthew Hussey. I'll probably link the actual video in the description or in the comments. But I just wanted to go over this video with you guys, you know, discuss a few of the points that he's going to be mentioning, and just going to go over what the channel is going to be all about. So let's get started. Okay. Here we go.
In his book. Number one, never be afraid to write about a place that you think has had every last word written about it. It's not your place until you write about it. Now, I think in life in general, a lot of us are afraid to talk on certain subjects. We're afraid to talk about certain things, whether it's relationships or places we've been or stories we've got in our lives, because we're almost afraid that we don't have anything to add to the conversation. And if I took that view that I could never make a video about something that's been said before, I would never make a video. What hasn't been said about heartbreak or love or romance over the last couple of thousand years? And even if you say, well, yeah, but dating apps are new. What hasn't been said about dating apps? The point is, it's not my delivery on a subject until I've delivered it. So if you're at a dinner table and something comes up that you feel like is a kind of tired subject or people talk about it all the time, remember, you haven't had your input into it, and you may have your angle, your unique way of looking at that thing, or simply your truth about that thing, and that is worth something. Number two, there is nothing. Number two, there is nothing.
All right, so that's the first point. You know, so often people think that they can't add anything extra to the conversation, you know, and maybe nothing else needs to be added to the conversation, but everyone has their opinions, man. Everyone has their thoughts, and this is just gonna be my way of sharing some things that come to mind, some of my meditations in life. And let's go on to the next one. I'm actually going to skip to number three.
Number three, go with your interests. Zinsser writes, no area of life is stupid to someone who takes it seriously. No subject is too specialized or too quirky if you make an honest connection with it when you write about it. I have found this to be true of so many things in life, not just in my personal experience, that what I talk passionately about, people tend to connect with me on. And of course, if I'm interested in it, it's much easier for me to get passionate about it in the first place. But I've also noticed it about the way I receive subjects from other people. I've heard people talk about wine, not a subject that I'm inherently fascinated by, but when they talk about it, I find myself interested in wine. I think, oh, I would like to take that wine tasting trip in Napa and try that different red and look at the differences between them. When someone talks to me about something that they are interested in and they get passionate about it, they are able to instill that same, it's like they can infect me with that passion. And that's a power we all have of transference, right? What is persuasion but a transference of energy? I can persuade you to see the value or the interest or the intrigue or the fascination in a subject if I myself get passionate about it, but it's far easier to get passionate about something when we don't have to generate interest because that interest is inherent to who we are. Number four.
Right. Not much else needs to be added to that. Just what he said, you know. I have my interests. This is just my way of sharing it with the world, sharing it with you guys. Maybe, you know, start some discussions. Who knows? The full video is linked down below. You can watch it if you want, but I'm going to skip ahead again to number five. Let's go.
Number five, approach situations where you feel out of your depth with a sincere curiosity. Zinsser refers to a situation where he was going to write about baseball. And although he'd been a baseball fan in his lifetime, he had never been a sports writer. And so he felt very much out of his depth in going and talking to the kinds of people that he was talking to who knew the game inside out and may not take him seriously. He wrote, strictly, I had no credentials. Any of the men I approached with my notebook, managers, coaches, players, umpires, scouts, could have asked, what else have you written about baseball? But nobody did. This is the interesting part. They didn't because I had another kind of credential: sincerity. It was obvious to those men that I really wanted to know how they did their work. Remember this when you enter new territory and need a shot of confidence. Your best credential is yourself. I think that there is something extremely beautiful about that there are many conversations in which we find ourselves very much out of our depth, out of our element. We find ourselves in that awkward situation where somebody is telling us about their career or a project they're working on that we know nothing about. And instead of expressing a sincere curiosity about that thing, we nod along like everything they've just said makes sense. And that's a barrier to connection.
You guys get the point. About that last point, though, I do want to approach things with genuine curiosity. I'm going to be talking about a myriad of topics. So this is my philosophy channel. I plan on going on different topics, discussions on Stoicism, Taoism, reasoning, whatever I feel like, really. I'll also be diving into the Bible for both Christians and non-Christians alike, so feel free to join me. I myself am a Christian and would love there to be dialogue and even disagreements to not only challenge myself, but to also research and learn, on his point about approaching things with genuine curiosity. Also, anybody who talks enough is bound to say something stupid. I'm no exception. I myself am certainly not perfect. I have my flaws. I have my vices that I work on. I'm human. And you know what they say about those humans? They're a dysfunctional bunch. Well, with all that said, welcome to the family. All right, guys. Love y'all. Looking forward to going on this journey, this new endeavor that many have before, but like the first principle, right? Never be too afraid to talk about something that you feel like has had everything talked about. Well, till next time.